Big thanks to Diamond Select for sending this out. Be sure to check them out and links to buy in the description. Kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey, hello there, collectors. Today, it's Steven here, and I'm bringing you another gallery diorama figure review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the unique Godzilla 1991 gallery diorama figure by Diamond Select. Now, here's the cool part about this. There's a part 2 which is coming with a King Ghidorah, which has already been shown off and is promised to be coming relatively soon. Now, this is going to be a really unique piece because normally for some of the gallery figures you may just have one simple pose or with, a little base or something. No. Here, we have Godzilla rising out of the water, and he is already terrorizing some folks the second that happens. And in case you weren't aware of this, this is a huge, large diorama figure. So if you're into something that has a massive shelf presence, congratulations, this is going to be one for you to consider. Now, it's cool that it's big and all, but is this worth making the purchase for? Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at that. So let's take a look to see whether or not Godzilla here is worth adding into your collection. If you follow me on Twitter, and you absolutely should be doing that across all social media, you'd notice that this thing, yes, it is absolutely big. And not only is it going to be big, it's also going to be heavy. My turntable normally is able to hold things that are about 5 pounds before it starts to move real slow. And I didn't adjust the speed on this at all. It's still on the high speed setting. And it can't really spin Godzilla around that much. So I'm going to extend this period a little bit just so this way you're really able to absorb how this diorama looks on all different viewing angles. All right. So yes, this is going to be massive. It's going to be weighing a lot. And the inside for the water portion, it is actually going to be hollow. That's how I managed to get the light up thing to happen. I just took some of my little lights that I had, put them on in there, and they were able to light up just fine. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to show you the underneath towards the end of this section. But overall, in terms of looks, I would have to say that not only does the water look great, there are some fantastic details to be found on the boat that Godzilla is terrorizing and the docks that Godzilla is rising up near as well. So the actual diorama piece looks great, phenomenal, fine and dandy, good paint apps there, forth, so on, yada, 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 yada. You can't say it 3 times. That's under the ownership of the rights holders for Seinfeld. Anyway, taking a look at Godzilla himself, I am going to say that they actually did a rather rock-solid job here. One of the concerns for some recent Heisei Godzilla figures, I'm going to be talking about some other properties, has mostly been the face. Are they able to nail it down correctly? The eye's going to look good. Well, I'm happy to say that they did just fine and dandy. In terms of the actual mouth paint application, though, I think they could have done just a little better job of masking everything. You can see some of the teeth paint streaking off a little bit here and there in some spots, but generally speaking, overall, the head does look just fine. The eyes look great. We have a nice, thick, bulky neck, and something that I don't think is really an issue too much, but there are some folks who do have a problem with it, so I'm going to make mention of it in case that is you. You can see different seam assembly lines throughout the Godzilla where they went and had to attach the different parts. So if that bugs you, then this should be a disqualifier, but generally speaking, it really isn't that big of a concern. The only issue that I'm going to have to take with Godzilla here would have to be on the dorsal plates. Normally, Godzilla has either a nice bright bone white or maybe even an ivory color for the dorsal plates. Here, the paint apps on the dorsal plates on Godzilla kind of blend in with the rest of the body. So when you're taking a look at it, it's not necessarily a main focal point. It seems to just blend in with Godzilla. So if there were to ever be a special edition, I would make a recommendation to maybe really enhance the color of those dorsal plates to get them to stand out. But otherwise, the actual paint application in terms of dry brushing, washes, all that good stuff looks just fine. And of course, that's evidenced by taking a look at the nails on the hands. So why they missed out on the dorsal plates but had it on the hands is fine. Not quite sure, but overall what is there doesn't look bad. I would have to say the only thing that I will really have to dock points for is going to be at the docks. The blue for the rest of the diorama waves is a nice, clear blue, almost reminds me of ocean water, and then the blue around the docks is a different color. Chances are you're not going to notice that because a couple folks didn't notice that until I pointed it out, and now I've kind of ruined it for them, so you're welcome. Oh, by the way, you're manually breathing and you have a tongue in your mouth. I'm here all day, folks. You're welcome. So that's something that may bother some folks, but it's okay, I guess. But you know what? I think it's rather okay. So overall, in terms of how this diorama is going to look, Godzilla is large. The overall surface area for the diorama is large. It's impressive with only a couple of drawbacks. Now, since this is going to be more so a statue, a fixed figure, than it is going to be an action figure, there's no articulation. So we'll go ahead and move on over to a size comparison where you can see just how big this Godzilla is. And by golly, yes, like I said, and I'm going to say again and again and again, this is one big diorama sequence for your shelf. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. The MSRP on this one is $70, and I do have to say, for that price, considering the size of Godzilla, the awesome display base that this Godzilla is going to come with in the water, yeah, $70 is well worth it. Do keep in mind Godzilla cannot be separated from the water action base, so he is going to have to stay in there. And also keep in mind there is going to be a King Ghidorah that is going to be releasing relatively soon that can connect to this diorama to make it look even more intense, so I'm very much so looking forward to that as well. Diamond knocked it out of the park with this one, and I am looking forward to see what is coming next in terms of their gallery diorama figures. Yes, I am aware of the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Yes, I am aware of the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2 gallery diorama figures as well. Whew, and those are going to be awesome too. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.